The Wizard's Walk. It was a quiet autumn evening. The city had grown still, and all the townsfolk were hidden away in their homes. No one dared to step outside. For some strange and unknown reason. Perhaps it was because a particularly chilly wind was blowing that evening. But no, there was no wind. Perhaps it was because something especially interesting was on television. Again, no, nothing of the sort was airing. Perhaps it was because, at that very hour, an old and very powerful wizard was strolling through the city. Now that sounded closer to the truth. The old man walked along the streets, his long robe flowing down to his heels. It was covered in stars and planets that glowed and shimmered on the dark blue fabric, softly phosphorescent. A pointed hat crowned the wizard's head. In his hand he carried a magic wand, though he had not yet uttered a single spell. He was deep in thought. First, he decided to rekindle the extinguished street lamps. On one of the streets the lamps had gone out and broken, and as dusk was falling, little could be seen without them. But with just a few gentle waves of his wand, the lamps flared to life once more. The trick was simple, yet wonderfully effective. The magical flame that now burned inside them would shine both night and day for an entire week. Then, as his second trick, the wizard decided to gather all the nearby cats around him. They came running from different streets and began to march as if in a parade. Their paws beat out a steady rhythm, and not a single cat broke formation, stumbled, or meowed out of turn. They sang a meowing song, weaving together a lively and catchy tune. Next, the wizard began to play with the autumn leaves. He did not wish to pluck them from the trees for nothing, but instead created new ones by magical command. They whirled through the air above the road, spinning and tracing elegant pirouettes. But all of this was merely a prelude. The true magic the old man had saved for the grand finale of his solemn march. He waited for the night to deepen and began to chant a long and intricate spell. His wand performed strange and sweeping motions, drawing mystical patterns and the shapes of animals in the air. And then, when he finished and pointed his wand toward the night sky, a true miracle occurred. The stars above suddenly began to dance, aligning themselves into those very same patterns and figures of animals he had just traced. This wondrous spectacle lasted all night, and the wizard wrought many more marvelous miracles before dawn. No one dared to interrupt him, nor could they have, even if they tried. One wonder followed another without end, and the magician performed 100 such miracles beneath the cover of darkness. And when he was finally done, the sun had already risen. The old man had vanished, gone off somewhere into the unknown. Pale clouds drifted across the sky, birds were singing, and crickets chirping. Autumn went on.